Hey traders, Jason here from Leavitt Brothers. I hope you're well. Today I'm going to talk about playing both sides of the market. Last week we had a lot of really good trades to the long side, and those exact same stocks provided us some good trades to the short side this week. In this environment where the dominant trend is down, there are big moves in both directions. Many of the restaurant and hotel stocks that we played could have been shorts this week. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of them. Some of these were profiled at Leavitt Brothers, some were not. Some of them I personally played, others I did not. Think of this as educational, so you can be better prepared for the next round of trades. Okay, so let's go through them. All right, so here is Red Robin. This was on our list, popped up here 2 weeks ago, got cupped by its 21 EMA. We had a resistance level here at $8, and obviously, nice that it broke out at the end of the day, and then obviously it provided a nice trade for us. $7-8 range up to 12, so really great trade. But then you have negative divergence, okay, MACD cross, okay, then the stock drops and gets cupped by its 21, and then it rides its 21 down. Okay, so the same stock that gave us a nice trade from the $7-8 range up to 12 gave us a nice trade from, the tens, high tens, all the way down to $7-8. Okay, not easy to do. It's hard to turn around a short of stock that you just made a lot of money with, but in this market, it's going to happen over and over. Stocks that look really good are going to turn around and look really bad. Next one. Dave & Buster's, similar situation. So you have a stock pops up, have a resistance level here at $10, gets cupped by its moving averages, rallies nicely from 9-10 range up to 15, 16, 17. But we have a divergence that formed here. Boom, boom. Okay. We get an MACD cross, and then we get something that's like one of my favorite setups is that you get a move down, okay, which causes the MAC to cross. Then on the next bounce, next move up, there's such a lack of energy that all the MACD could do is kind of come up, kiss its signal line, or kiss its MACD line, and then and move away from it. Okay, so that's what we got here. We got a move down that caused it to cross, a move up which lacked energy, and then the stock trended down for the last week. Okay, so the same stock that went from 10 up to 15, 16, 17 turned around from that same level, went 16 back down to 12, 11. So really good trade. Really like this KISS setup that I often look for. It happened here, okay, and then it happens here on the way down. Here is Buckle. This was a trade of ours coming into this week. We did not play it on the long side. It did well, got scooped up by its 50 here, rode its 8 up, then found support at its 21. But as you can see here, a little bit of a divergence formed over here. Okay, but the MACD crossed, gap down below the 21. So at that point in time, the 8 had been taken out, the 21 had been taken out. Tried to find support at the 50, but once that was taken out, it's been down, 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 dropped from 16 to 12. So when the market trends up, this type of a stock would break down. You get these exact same signals, and it would drop from 16 down to 15 or 14. And it would take a little bit of time. Now you're getting signals, and the stock drops from 16 down to 12. And then today it would have been an exit. So things are happening much faster. In the past where you can make 2 points in 2 weeks, now you're making 4 points in a couple of days is often the case. Here's Planet Fitness. This was one of our trades on the long side. Moved up, got scooped up by its 21. Nice trade, went from mid 30s all the way up to 50. But then you get a negative divergence played out. You get a cross. Not always easy to play because you got a gap here, gap there, gap there. But if you were long, these signals at least get you out, and then you can look for an entry on the short side if you want. We got one of those KISS trades where move down causes a cross here, cross there. The bounce lacked energy. So all you did is get a kiss here, and then it continued. It just kind of brushed up, kissed it, and then continued down. Okay, so the stock that gave us nearly 20 points on the upside, depending on where you got in and out, then turned around and ended up dropping $10. Here's Red Rocks Resorts. This was one of our trades on the long side. Moved off the low here, got scooped up by its 21, moved up, down, got scooped up by its 21 again, and then just continued up. So really nice trade, especially percentage-wise. It was a huge trade. It went from like $3 up to 10. Obviously, you're not going to get all of that, but even if you got in like over here in the $7 range, you still have like a 3-point trade. All right, then we got a negative divergence that formed as this thing went up. You got an MACD cross. Okay, like Planet Fitness, hard to play short because you have gaps here, you have a gap here, you have a gap there. But at the very least, these signals tell you to get out and the trend is changing. We have support here at the 21, so when it comes down here and gets capped by the 21, it's a good, there are entries here, and then we get one of these kiss trades where you're trending down, this thing pops up over here, but all that pop did is kind of move these moving averages together, and then they expand apart again, and that's a continuation of the trend. Okay, volatility is high enough that you don't have to nail this entire move. Okay, this move is huge, and if you only nail a little piece of it, that's still a couple points, and that could be as upwards of 20% in today's market. Here's Jack in the Box. This is one of our trades. Moved up, got scooped up by its moving average, continued on up. Really nice trade, good company and all that stuff. Obviously, it's fallen victim to everything that's going on. We got a negative divergence here. Okay, so that tells you the top's coming. Got a cross here, and then the stock just steadily moves down. Okay, didn't even bounce, didn't do anything. It just kind of steadily moved down. Not much support at the 8. Though, very little support at the 21. It just kind of trended down. Again, volatility is high. So even if you just get a piece of this, that could still be 5 points or so. And then when the stock kind of did this and got above some key moving averages, there would be your exit. So money available. In the past, like this could go 3 or 4 points. It could take a few weeks to play out. Now in a few days, you're getting a 10-point move, and you could if you could just get a couple of those points in the middle, you're fine. Okay, all these charts are 60-minute charts. You can zoom in with a 30 and a 15 and get better entries if you don't see them on the hourlies. Penn National Gaming. So we got on the way down, we got a positive divergence here, cross, stock gets scooped up by its 8, moves up, rejected by its 50, comes down, finds support at the 8 and 21, and then it continues on. So really nice trade. I mean, ultimately it went 4 to 14. You're not going to nail all that, but even if you just kind of got in here, which is what I did, and you get this pop and then follow through the next day, I mean, that's a great move. Then what happens is we got negative divergence here and here. We got MACD cross. 8 did not support it. 21 did not support it. Kind of got trapped here below the 21, and then it continued down. Okay, and then your exit would have probably been 2 days ago when the stock bounced if you didn't get out before that. But again, even if you get a little piece of this and not the whole thing, that still could be a point and a half, 2 points. And for a $14, $13 stock, that's 15 to 20%. All right, here's Twilio, another one of ours. We had double bottom here, boom, boom, rallies up. You can find some support at the 50 here, rallies up, comes down, finds support at the 21, and then rallies again. Really, really nice trade, smooth, volatile, but still smooth with the double bottom coming up, getting support from the 21 and continuing on. All right, then we have divergence here. Okay. MACD crosses down. This moves down. The sideways just causes this to kind of come over here and kiss it and then continue down, and gets rejected by the 200 here, and then it just kind of rides it down. Okay, really nice action on the way up. As it goes from like 80 up to 100, so it's 25% move, and now we got, goes from 100 back down to the low 80s, so now we got a 20% drop. So if you're, sometimes it's hard if you just made 10 points on this and you don't want to turn around and go short, but in today's market where the dominant trend is down, the exact same stock that just gave you a good profit is going to give you a good profit on the other side. All right, last one. Here's 2U. Okay, moved off the low, kind of got supported here by the 8. Notice it got resisted by the 21. So it was below the 21 here, but then it got above the 21 there, and then it just and then it trended up. Okay, I didn't play this one, but then we get a negative divergence forms here. Boom, boom. We get a cross, and then a nice move down. Notice how it moves down, finds some support. 21 gives that, comes down, bounces off of the 50, rejected by the 21, and then continues down. Really nice sequence around the moving averages. All right, so my suggestion here is you turn off your brain and just trade the charts as they unfold. Okay, resist the temptation to explain things. Okay, don't fall into the trap of coming up with a reason why a certain stock did a certain thing. Why? And the reason is because then you become anchored to that idea. And so if you become anchored to that idea, then you either won't take profits or you won't be able to turn around and go the other way or something. Okay, it's a bad trap that traders fall into. Don't do it. Just turn your brain off and just trade the price action. Okay, a stock goes up. Don't sit back and say, oh, it went up because of this. And then 3 days later, it's given back its profit, and that item that you listed is still exists. Okay, just trade the price action. Just it goes up. Zoom in, find some moving averages, find whatever your system you're using, just go with it, and then take profits, and then look the other way if that's appropriate, or look for continuation in the direction of the first move. Okay, but resist the temptation to explain why things are happening. Okay, that also relieves a burden from you. Okay, instead of having to explain it, you can just say, I don't know why I did it. I'm just going to go with the flow. All right, thanks for listening. You can follow my YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button. And again, while you're sitting at home, take my mini masterclass in trading. It's free. There's a link below. See you next time.